Good afternoon and many thanks for joining us. My name is Lillian Muli and this is the latest at this hour. Now, the latest and probably last update from Thursday's by-elections is that UDA's Kiprono Chemitei Cheburet has clinched the Baringo senatorial seat after garnering 55,246 votes against Republican Liberal Party's Steve David Kipruto, who got 13,037 votes. Let's take a quick look at other results from the 6 constituencies that had 6 by-elections. In Mbeere North, UDA's Leo Wamuthende won the parliamentary by-election race with 15,802 votes. Wamuthende beat the Democratic Party's candidate Newton Kariuki, who scored 15,308 votes in what was a close race. In Malava, UDA's David Athman Ndakwa was declared the Member of National Assembly-elect for the constituency. He won with a vote tally of 21,564, followed closely by DAP Kenya candidate Seth Panyako, who managed to garner 20,210 votes in Kasipul. Boyd Were, the son of the late former MP Charles Were, was declared the National Assembly member-elect, having garnered 16,819 votes, while independent candidate Philip Aroko managed 8,476 votes in Ugunja. ODM's Moses Omondi won the parliamentary seat after garnering 9,447 votes. The Wiper Patriotic Front's candidate Odhiambo Orodi came second with 1,819 votes. Let's take a look at Magarini. And in Magarini, ODM's Harrison Kombe was declared the National Assembly member-elect for the constituency after garnering 17,909 votes. The Democracy for the Citizens Party candidate Stanley Kenga managed 8,907 votes in Banisa, Mandera County. Ahmed Malim Hassan of UDA was declared the Member of National Assembly-elect with 10,431 votes. Nurdin Maalim Mohammed of UPA was second with 1,240 votes. Right, and the Elections Observation Group, ELOG, in its preliminary report says the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission performed well in the recently concluded by-elections despite reported violence in several areas and challenges with electronic voting machines. ELOG has, however, called on the Commission and the police to take action where electoral law violations occurred, intensify voter education ahead of the 2027 general elections, and also ensure that political parties and candidates refrain from interfering with the electoral process.
Ballot box seals were publicly verified and ballots were audibly called out. Disputes were recorded in 10% of polling stations observed, but most were resolved at the station level. Police officers were present in all polling stations when counting commenced.
IEBC must enforce strict compliance with assisted voting procedures, including the mandatory administration and documentation of the oath of secrecy in all applicable cases, and must take decisive corrective action against any official found to have facilitated breaches of ballot secrecy.
President William Ruto has celebrated what he termed as victory in the just concluded by-elections, claiming that all the 7 parliamentary seats were won by candidates aligned to the broad-based government. The president termed this a strong message from the voters to the opposition. He was speaking during the launch of the Rironi Mau Summit Road, during which he accused the opposition of lacking a substantive agenda and spreading politics of hate and personal attacks.
Nyinyi watu wa ukabila, watu wa chuki, nyinyi ambao watu mnaendesha sijui one time Kasongo na Masugo, hiyo sio sera. Tafuteni sera, na niliwaambia wasipotafuta sera watachelewa. Mimi niliwapatia ilani, wananchi wamewaambia tena jana, tafuteni sera, tafuteni mpango, tafuteni agenda. Kama ni one time Kasongo na Masugo, chuma chenu kimotoni, mutaona kivumbi. You are discussing about leaders. We are discussing about the people. You are discussing about the next election. We are discussing about the next generation. There is a world of a difference between us and you. It is as different and as clear as day is from night. Nyinyi mnanielewa bwana? Sasa nishawaambia hawa jamaa, wakiendelea na hii, tutawazamisha asubuhi na mapema. Hao watu watatembea wakitembea.
A regional deaf football tournament that brought together teams from Wajir, Garissa and Dadaab municipalities has concluded in Wajir County. Held under the theme Disability is Not Inability, the tournament provided a platform for deaf athletes to showcase their talent and competitiveness. In a tightly contested finale, Wajir secured the championship title, and the tournament was organized by Siad Foundation, a non-profit organization which has remained vocal in championing peace, discouraging youth radicalization, combating drug abuse, and raising awareness on human trafficking.
Asante sana, they are the winners.
So we urge all other stakeholders and supporters to come out and support this initiative. Remember, this is a very unique tournament where deaf communities are participating. Now that we have a simple, theme that is yes to peace, not to radicalization, we have also seen them that they are very important in our cause.
We are urging all stakeholders to support the initiative of the disability community. Human trafficking is a problem in this region. Insecurity in terms of disabilities not to be understood is a problem. We would like people from the disability community not to entertain human trafficking.
President William Ruto has launched the Rironi-Nakuru Mau Summit Road project, describing it as a game changer in transport and regional trade. The 175-kilometer highway, which will cost about 170 billion shillings, is among the largest private-public partnership in East Africa. President Ruto also confirmed the construction of another 58-kilometer stretch from Rironi, Mai Mahiu, Naivasha. Once complete, the project is expected to cut travel time by easing road congestion, reduce accidents, and promote economic growth through easy movement of goods.
Sisi tukiwa hai kwa miaka 30 ijayo, Kenya hii itabadilika. Tutaondoa umaskini, tutahakikisha kwamba kuna nafasi ya ajira ya vijana wetu, tutakuza uchumi na tutakuwa na chakula ya kutosha. Kenya iweze kupiga hatua ya kwenda mbele. Leo hii barabara tunajenga hapa, kutoka hapa Kamandura mpaka Gilgil, tumekubaliana na contractor. Hii barabara ndani ya miezi 6 itakuwa imekamilika kufika pale Gilgil. Kwa mapenzi ya Mungu, mimi nataka siku ya madaraka. Siku gani? 2027, siku ya madaraka, tarehe 1 mwezi wa 6. Mimi nakuja kufungua hii barabara ikiwa imekamilika.
Let's revisit the recently concluded by-elections, and United Democratic Alliance Secretary General Hassan Omar now says the results of the just concluded by-elections is a true testament that Kenyans have confidence with the current administration. Speaking during a press briefing at the party headquarters in Nairobi County, the UDA Secretary General insisted that the party remains popular and dominant ahead of the upcoming general election, threatening to take decisive action against rebel members who publicly campaigned against the party's preferred candidates in the just concluded by-elections.
Going to the social media and are constantly sabotaging the government's programs. You're asking for William Ruto to build stadiums and pay debt, some of you in the first 6 months of his administration. I have that pattern. Some of your media houses were asking William Ruto, Deni, Kenya is indebted. And you're wondering, is this man or woman who's asking this question sincere? So you need to exercise a bit of sincerity and have some philosophy that informs part of your critique.
Bradley Omondi from Kakamega County is the Week 3 winner of the Rubani Challenge on Shabiki.com, bagging $500,000 shillings. Omondi was treated to a special paragliding experience in Naivasha by Shabiki.com to celebrate his win in style.
Leo naweza sema experience yangu imekuwa very interesting, imekuwa fun sana. It was something sikuwa nime-expect, ni kitu sijaifanya before. Yeah, niko hapa leo venye maybe dream ilikuwa kukuwa pilot ukiwa young. Leo nimefly leo na nimefurahia sana, kata sio Shabiki hapa.
240 Kenyan youth are set to benefit from advanced AI and coding skills, with 50% of the beneficiaries mandated to be women, following the launch of the Samsung Innovation Campus between Samsung Electronics East Africa and Jomo Kenyatta University of Agriculture and Technology, JKUAT. Samsung East Africa President Richard Lee says the initiative is a major investment in the young minds that will drive Kenya's digital economy. This comes as data shows only 23.8% of the households use the internet, and Kenya scores low on the digital skills. The program, part of Samsung's global CSR vision, will equip students with world-class training, and there is a plan to train 80 students annually.
Professor. We want to train high-level competence individuals to the extent that for them, the industry will now be yearning for this talent. And that's something that we are very keen on.
JKUAT is an institution of technology, and that is Samsung's area of expertise. So when we bring a private and public partnership in this kind of areas, we believe that we will impact the youth of Kenya.
Basically, they learn the skill, but then they look in their communities and where they come from and apply the technology to solve their own local problems. In Africa,
so I feel like them coming together and providing us as students and people in tech generally this opportunity to learn and gain relevant skills in the current tech world that is always constantly evolving.
Sports now, and Adrian Foma led Rally Saudi Arabia in Friday's morning session into the mid-leg service, even as M-Sport Ford's Martin Sex, Toyota Gazoo Racing's Sami Pajari and Otanak closed in on the Frenchman in a four-way fight. Championship leader and Toyota Gazoo's Elfin Evans suffered a major setback when he stopped after 3 kilometers of stage 11 to change a rear left puncture, which means if the standings remain the same, Oyer will become world champion for a 9th time. Toyota's Carl Rovanpera also carried a slow puncture on the same test, with his slim chances of becoming world champion swiftly receding. That's the latest. Thanks for watching. Have a lovely afternoon.